Top 4 starting at X30.
Yeah, they got 2 minutes.
We're live. We're back. I'll at places and say top 4 is live. BRB. Oh, that says twitch.com. Oh, that says moderator. No one will be able to watch.
Don't get to pay out the bet with John. I won't.
I already paid it out. Don't listen to chat.
Okay, I won't. What up, Head Hustle? Hello, hello, hello. How are you? Whoa, it says my bit rate is terrible. I'm gonna refresh this and see what it says.
You look good on stream. I'm checking out stream while we do this.
Thanks, baby.
Unless our stream,
Oh,
unless our net's so
we
bad.
are good. We are good. We are good.
Unless our net's so bad that it just looks good for us.
Yeah.
We're like, yeah, this is good. Oh.
Looking like we're underwater. Rebby, I'll let you pick. Do you want to go watch Smiling again, or do you want to go watch Jean again?
It's so hard. I want to watch Porco.
You want to watch Porco?
I really want to watch Porco. I think being able to watch Porco overcome what the Smiling is doing is going to be very cool. I'm attending Louisville. Are you going to be there?
Second place. I will be.
You got me by 1.
I'm sure Head Hustle's going to show up for at least one day.
I know. That's what I'm
sure.
hoping.
I'm sure it's a Saturday.
He has to see my cosplay that I'm doing.
Head Hustle, are you going to cosplay? You should join the cosplay contest.
You should join.
You should join
the cosplay contest that does not exist.
It would be
I
so
don't think
sick.
there is a cosplay contest.
You should join the cosplay contest. You should make a cosplay contest at Louisville.
I'm gonna make a Head Hustle. I will make the cosplay contest. I have a really sick outfit that I'm doing, so.
We want those at all regionals. It was an
Yes.
absolute blast at the last one.
I didn't get to go to the last one.
It was very, very cool. The only issue I had was it was very tough to cast over it because of how excited people were. People were going nuts.
They're gonna go actually nuts over my costume. So.
Yeah, it's gonna be sick.
I have to pick up part of the outfit, and I have to pick it up. It's in the mail room. I have been convincing a lot of Jacksonville locals to go ahead and cosplay. I do have a few that have agreed, and I am taking Jordan's cosplay to the event because he's going to order it to our house.
Why? Oh, you're driving.
Yeah, I'm driving my rental car. Let's talk about this matchup. Top 4 Porco versus Smiling. What can we expect from this? What do you think Porco has in benefit that what we saw versus Biaco? 31 health is not very much when we ate 38 like it was nothing.
I will say Biaco's stage interaction was all about flipping, whereas this Smiling is all about destruction. And so, yes, we do have a nice, healthy stage right now with these 5 foundations. If Porco decides to rebuild back out and so on and so forth, and it not be high impact, things like this chomp that we're about to play, I think are going to be really, really important. Destroying that Marley and Warriors and saying, hey, you just don't have these, have access. And from here, there's another foundation down. There's another foundation down. And just over and over and over again, stopping my rival from having a healthy board and coming back to try and win the game. This one's on the 6, and it checks. He's absolutely nuts with it. Build 5, break one of yours. That, Rebby, is how we're going to get right back into this game and steal the advantage from Porco. Now that we are 2 turns into game 1, if somebody wants to start a gamble, that would be super dope.
I will do that. Okay, so as Porco, in my opinion, I think what happens now is I wonder, Do I have to kill him on 2? I need a healthier board, but he's not going to let me have a healthier stage.
Yeah, I think if we had the Marleyan Warriors,
We're bringing in this Marley Warriors.
I would be
Coming
so
back.
down to try on turn 2, but because it got broken, I think that we do have to rebuild again. So I am a fan of this one, and probably unbeknownst to Gavin, I think that Dark Ward is going to be really, really high impact because a lot of these responsibilities a lot of the destruction abilities are responses while in the card pool. The Dark Ward canceling that is going to be impactful, I think.
Very, very impactful. Putting up my prediction right meow.
So from here, the question is how much aggression can I get away with as Smiling? We do want a momentum, so we have a last-second rescue trigger available to us. If after an attack deals damage, flip, I'll gain back that much health, pushing our life total that much further. But the question is if I check poorly, if I check a 4, what happens?
My turn's over. My turn's over.
It certainly is that, but more, do I get punished too hard on the backswing, or do I think I can potentially survive?
I think there's a little bit of juggling that Smiling Titan has to do. Checking the 4 on a 9 feels horrible. There's a little bit of juggling that Smiling Titan has to do. How much am I allowed to destroy my own board to destroy my opponent's board? Because 2 of those do destroy themselves. If I do not think I can find lethal, I can't blow these up. Or else Porco will come and he will throw 15 attacks at me and I can't block.
100%. And I think that's the position that we find ourselves in. Of imagine, because this destruction is not selective, my rival gets to pick, I've got the I'm with you on the board that they're allowed to just play or destroy for a -2 damage. So
-2 damage, seal one of your foundations. I'll give -1 to your check. Destroy my foundations. I don't care. It's gonna hurt you in the end.
Yeah, absolutely. But destructive power coming in, ruining 2. Nothing can be ruined, and then we get the flip. And then flip 1 rival foundation with difficulty 2 or less. I didn't realize that was targeted flip. I thought my rival got to pick. And so we get to pick that Marleyan Warriors, which I think is a big deal and might be the saving grace that's going to get us out of this turn.
Yeah,
so from here,
and we have to run with this? We can't attack again, of course, because we can't pass any checks. Either blocking or using barrier shield. Using the
barrier shield. I mean, this was a 12 speed move for 7. Now 0 mid for 7, and then go for the full block here. Breaker 2, no damage done. Porco staying healthy at 22 and
24.
24, excuse me. Sorry, that's the health that Porco should have had, rather than the 24 that he currently does have. And then checking a 2 on this 3 difficulty maneuver. Rough spot if you are a Smiling Titan fan here.
For chat, I did clarify it is selective.
Stream died. I'm not seeing a disconnect.
You are not live.
I am not live. Very cool.
You are live again.
I am live again. What happened to YouTube?
Coming in with the Jaw Titan's Bite. Very good card to get this combo running off of the ground. Discarding a card I don't need in my hand. If we have a Jaw Titan's Bite in our discard pile, I will go ahead and pick one up, and I can just start playing a lot of attacks. Static, it does give +1 damage to my other attacks. -1, 2 Smiling Titans check to block this. Picking up the next Jaw Titan Bite feels pretty good. Stream is back and live. Welcome back, chat. I am going to be so kind and cry. Get that off the screen. Looking like we are putting in Always Cool into our card pool in order to block this. Are you there, Tam?
I am there. I'm trying to figure out the stream.
You are so good. It says you're live, but not live at the same time. So I'm just gonna talk play-by-plays, and whatever they pick up, they pick up. Yeah, it looks like we built in. We're saying you're not gonna find it on this turn, or I'm gonna be able to block one of these, and there's nothing you can do about it. I'm gonna be able to block one of these. Blocking with the Ravages of War. Very, very cool block. This card does say, after you block with this card, if you have 6 or fewer foundations, your rival discards a card. That doesn't matter. We have 500 foundations. So that does actually not matter. Playing another Jaw Titans. Bite. Feeling pretty good. Getting more in the card pool. I think our card pool is only going to be Jaw Titan Bites. Yep, discarding a card, making it loss of consciousness, sealing the last ready foundation so he cannot put more cards into his card pool, so that way he can build a bigger stage. Picking up the next Jaw Titan's Bite. Asking our opponent, what are you going to do now? Now everything we have has static +2 damage. Feels really good. In Porco, it is so free.
Another 3 check coming in though.
It feels bad.
3 ready foundations. I think, unless it's like double teaming in hand, and that's we're just gonna play these on 5s over and over and over again. I think we might just get away with this.
As Smiling?
As Smiling, I mean, we might make it out of this turn, and if Porco has committed their entire board, I mean, that is, it literally takes 2 attacks to accidentally find 24.
Yeah, no, you're entirely right. And taking a look, it looks like we're getting rid of the Besiege. The 3 difficulty attack to put another Jaw Titan's Bite in our hand does that mean we're giving up the Ghost? Does that mean we're waiting for next turn?
Yeah, I mean, that is potentially the idea here. But it looks like opting to fail this one, dropping
Taking
down
7 to 18.
18. I think if we have double teaming with the Attack Titan, which I don't know how many we've milled or checked or whatever. I have not been paying attention. Trying to fix the stage.
Oh, we had a Besiege in our hand.
Yes, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 of 5 commits 1 for 6.
Finally checking well. This is impossible to block with progressive, along with only having 2 ready cards in our stage. This is just for 7 for free. +1/+1 coming in. I have seen probably a million teaming with the Attack Titans in my discard pile. Minimum of 3, I believe.
Yeah, I think they're just all gone. All the teamings.
That makes it really rough, but
We're going to lift 1 and then re-add 1 to
giving
putting
it
this back
another
in.
damage.
I mean,
I don't hate it.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Checks of 5, 6, 7. If it's another Besiege in hand, which we have already discarded 1, this the
could
next
be
one is lethal.
Yeah. So it makes me wonder, was it worth picking up the next Jaw Titan's Bite in order to do this? On Porco, does he say you have to put a different card than what you picked up?
No.
Cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
so there's no added benefit of getting rid of that Besiege. Sorry. He just like moved all his cards and I went, what's happening?
Yeah, he's being antsy. He's wanting the turn to be over.
We are
Looks like
flipping.
we are flipping, which says that we are looking to get +2/+2 here because I think our last move is this Jaw Titan's Bite, and we're looking to check a 5 on it.
5, 6, 7, 8. We want to be able to commit our character because he is
Correct.
static.
Yeah, statically +2/+2. Down to 7. And we go for the
Teaming!
on the 5.
Checks.
And there it is. Had the last teaming to deal with it. Yeah, makes sense. Comes in for
As a
10
7 for
damage.
10.
Wow, this
Game
character
1.
is on fire. What do you do?
No, he actually
What
is
do
on
you
fire.
do?
If you look at his character card, he is on the fire symbol.
What do you do?
I knew this character would. Okay, let me get on my soapbox. Chat, I knew this character was going to be good prior to the set coming out. That's why I was so excited for him. Boo you, naysayer. Just kidding. I'm glad that he's really being showcased and really showing what potential he has and how cool the cards that we have in our game and standard really showcase off that may transform.
Yeah. Yeah. Very, very strong character card. But in this match, Smiling is going to get a chance to go first, which I think is going to make a big difference in the amount of tempo that they have and the amount that they can affect the game. I'm going to be pushing a ton of stats through, and most importantly, keeping your foundation base nice and low to say that the turns that you have like that are not going to be easy. To find that 31 on that turn, we got pushed to the absolute brink. We committed a bunch of our foundations and then proceeded to turn them all sideways in order to find that win. One breaker, one access to shutting down more foundations on the previous turn with Smiling. That turn does not go the way that we want it to, and we do pass back to Smiling.
Yeah. You know what would be cool if Attack on Titan symbols had 3 symbols? I think Porco would benefit from the air symbol as well.
Yeah, you think so?
I think he would be cool death air fire.
Okay.
Now that I'm sitting here thinking about third symbols on Attack on Titan characters, I was just thinking of some really cool air stuff that would be really unique in him. So
that does sound like a different universe than the one that we're living in. That's for sure. In the multiverse theory, you're right. I think that's a sick idea.
that's a slay. This theory, this universe says boo air.
So from here, sideboarding looks like it is done.
Smiling on the prowl. What would we side as Smiling Titan in order to get advantage in this? Taking a look, because we do have access to these. We have what might be interesting in this is Kaya's Compassion.
Yeah.
Tell me about that card.
After you take damage from an unblocked attack, your rival has to play a non-attack card or pass their turn.
Actually, they have to reveal their hand, and you get to choose and add a card to their card pool.
Oh, my apologies. Let's add Jaw Titan's Bite, so all the moves get +1 damage.
I only have attacks in my hand. Put one of the good ones in there.
Sorry, nerd. But here,
starting
Marleyan's
off with
Warrior
Marley.
coming out. Double
You
Marleyan Warrior.
Are
Oh.
not letting this wood get flipped.
Yeah, imagine double chomp comes down, break. I said no.
Really clean turn one build from Smiling, getting a moment of normalcy on there, making sure that deck lists are open, getting some really good destructive power on board along with a moment of normalcy. Sets up to start eating away at Porco's board. Porco building 5, really nice 5. Capture the target is really neat in Porco as well.
Looks like Ravage is coming down, breaking a 20% of the board state, getting rid of a third of that hand. Saying, hey, can you deal with the 8 speed, maybe 12 speed, 8 damage move? You've got no real defense on your board. What do you do
Ravage
to get rid of it?
Ravage is coming in.
So from here, the question is do you pop this bickering to make them destroy an additional foundation?
I think
like
you do.
He's actively going for it, saying, hey, I'm just here to build afterwards. And let's get that damage back that you got rid of from the I'm with you.
Yeah, and Porco built 4, now you built 3.
Yeah. And this is that tempo that I was talking about.
Frightening
plus
anxiety off the board.
3 damage, 8 high for 9 now. We haven't even pressed the Smiling button for that +3. Looks like we're just going straight for damage. 8 high for 13. I need a 1 block from you. And the answer is I just don't have it. I'm down to 11. A second attack next turn says that the game is over on a 3 or on a 4 on a 4. We keep our momentum and pass. Porco's got to do some stabilization here, or this game's going to be over on turn 3.
Getting rid of a latent skill as well. I guess deciding what happens if we first form, that does tell us what he's deciding to do. But honestly, as an aggressive player, this is not a situation that I would want to be in, that I would press my buttons. Unless my hand is fading me and telling me you have nothing, you must play this.
I think that is a fair assessment. It looks like that is what we have. Reviewing the foundation might have come back to haunt us. I'm sure that foundation review was off the back of, in order for me to survive like I did game 1, one of my key players here was barrier shield. And so if I can dig a little deeper to go find a barrier shield, I will be I will feel very good about it. But from here, another Jaw Titans bite. We saw
Checking
it
a
from
3.
before. It does check because we did use the Marleyan Warriors.
You're right, and Seething Anger does not count towards progressive.
Discard the Celestial Battle. Or
I had something in my head I was going to ask you about, but I don't remember. Oh, I was going to tell you a funny anecdote that I didn't understand why everyone was putting Barrier Shield into the card pool with Porco.
Yeah.
Because I never read the static text of this does not count towards progressive difficulty. So I was like, why would you do that? Wouldn't you just want that in your hand? Not knowing that it was helping him.
Yeah, certainly. It is. I mean, one of the reasons this character is so good is because you've got these cheeky, these potent defensive abilities like playing the enhance on the barrier shield, 0 speed, next block is breaker. But you also have the cheeky offensive abilities that barrier shield adds with characters like this, just showcasing how good he really, really is. But choosing not to block this bite, what else does Porco have in store for us? What kick flips may be shown?
Another one.
And the answer is more bites.
A 4.
Checking a bite. It seems pretty okay to me.
I'll put another one in my hand. It's great.
Yeah, it comes in as a 3 for 5 due to the static on the bite. Gonna get an extra 1/1 from Porco himself. And the question is are we down to discard to re-grab one? I think the answer is always yes. And it looks like Mighty Blitz is the exchange here.
Very interesting to see his lack of utilization of Mighty Blitz so far in this round. Typically, this has been something that we have seen with him, is that he uses Mighty Blitz on the 3rd attack and just goes in. He could have more in hand, but I have noticed that this game, this top 4 game, he really has been getting rid of those to pick up more Jaw Titan bites. Do you think the
100%.
Jaw Titan bite is more potent in this situation?
I mean, it's just plus X damage for the rest of your turn, right? Where Mighty Blitz is that enabler and really is utilized for, not being able to block with that is, I think, so important. I mean, this might just be...
You had to have blocked with it.
This might be a dead Smiling. 20 is not impossible for this character to find, even on the singular foundation we have left. If you check a 5 on the next card, on the next 4 diff, on the next bite, you don't commit anything. You get to re-ready a foundation, give it the extra stats, and just pop off. It looks like that's the plan.
That's the plan. Check to 6.
4, 5. Oh, that's a 4 diff or 4 check. So we are going to commit the 1.
Oh, yep, you're right.
But
5,
it
6. You're right.
Pay for itself with the capture the target. So
Frightening
technically we're
anxiety
even.
scares me so much that
Frightening anxiety.
I just don't even know the check on it.
I love
Just
that. It's very funny.
terrified.
So
Ready
there-
and capture of the target. So it's like we didn't even pay for it.
Yeah, 3 high for 6. Soon to be 3 high 7 off of Porco. And then another minus to our check. I think is going to be that is an important deal for attempting to block and stave off some of this. Again, we are looking here at double teaming with the attack titan being the thing that stops us. It looks like we are going to go for the partial block, taking only 4 and asking us to find 16 now.
Yeah. In Porco, it is obviously doable because teaming with the attack titan exists.
Yeah, this is an 8 minus 6, so it's a 2
So it's on
difficulty
5.
with 3 in the card pool. So that's on a 5. And it checks a 3, 4 with the +1, 5 for the
You're right.
capture.
That +1's really coming in clutch right now.
It certainly is. 5 mid for 8. And then we can give it the 1/1 with Porco, pick something up to put it back in, but I think without a second teaming, it's going to be game over.
If he doesn't have one in hand, of course.
Or maybe Besiege on a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Checks a 5, 6. Commit Porco to make it 7.
We would know if he transforms.
We will know if he transforms. That is the big question.
Transforming guarantees him.
The lethal damage, not necessarily the check, right?
No, exactly. Yeah. It guarantees him the damage. We just got to see what exactly is going to happen here. Armbar, goodbye. Getting 1-1. Picking up Jaw Titan's Bite, putting it back in, probably, unless we have something else that would better. But Barrier Shield is such a good play.
Barrier Shield is an amazing play. 4, 5, 6, 7. Checks a 5, 6. Commit Porco again for 7. The question is I mean, we
are
transform
flipping.
again.
We have one more teaming in our hand.
I mean, it's teaming or well, now hold on. Yeah, teaming would work, right? Because it's -1 progressive.
4, you check a 3, you check 4, commit Porco for 5.
So from here, now the Jaw Titan's Bite is going to have a 4, 5, 6, 7. We check a 5, 6.
Mighty
Looks
Blitz.
like Mighty Blitz is the answer. It's the fastest one.
Checking
Checks a
6.
5, 6, 7 with Porco. Comes in with plus X, plus 2, and the 2 extra because the Barrier Shield doesn't count for progressive. This is the game unless there's something crazy happening. 4, 5, 6, 7.
I think we're showing text.
Yeah, Barrier Shield
The
does not
forgotten
count
text.
towards progressive difficulty. Scott in the same boat as right before learned
Wait a
for
minute, there's
Porco.
text on there? Getting +2 damage on top of this. Depending on zones, I don't know what zone. Yeah, that's
There it is, a 4 mid block, but that card absolutely spells lethal if this misses. Literally 1 3 check away from Smiling taking this game. It came off the top of roll some 3s, roll some 5s, take some lives.
This
Incredible.
showed just how important the Warrior Foundation is in this deck.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. So from there, congratulations to Gavin Kale. Moving on to the finals with Porco here. Makes total sense. Let's move on to table 1.
I'm gonna pay out this.
I will. Oh my goodness, the other game is.
No one
already
had faith in
full.
Smiling. Boo! Only 2 people voted, I guess.
Insanity.
And they end as soon as we get in here.
I will. Hold on.
There is no
Uh,
shot that they
got
end.
plenty of minus speed, though. I will-
These two players are going to be taking the entire time. I'm sure of it.
Yep. Checks. It's good to me. On a 4. Checks.
Prediction is up, chat. Vote who you think is gonna win. Is it gonna be
No response.
Transformed Titan Armin,
Huh.
or is it gonna
Got no
be
minus damage, right? Yeah.
the
I'm gonna
one, the
blitz
only John Kirsten?
and make it for 4, so that'll be 3 speed and 4 damage because I can give it +5. That's correct. No minus damage in your momentum, right?
The only minus damage on my full
I'm
board.
gonna get out of mod mode again.
You got
in
it.
my time.
All right, so that's my blitz. So it's for 4, and then I'm gonna make it for lethal with.
Looks like we have that beautiful attack that we talked about earlier today in
0 speed
Thunder
manipulate,
Spear
commit airship,
Barrage.
freeze it, and add animus shot to my hand.
John does get to make it -1,000,000 speed though.
Certainly does. I'm
and then I'll
changing.
ship this at you.
We have transformed into Colossus Titan,
0
so I'm
speed
gonna.
for kill you.
Yeah, we're on the sad face.
We're on the sad face.
I guess he's high. Sad.
You
I know
got it.
he's
I will
sad.
animus
His
shot you on
Titan
5.
is supposed to look sad because
It
he's
checks,
sad about the
comes in with
genocide.
-3 damage first
Um,
and crit damage bonus.
Oh.
It's really cool kind of perspective about Armin is that he doesn't want this destructive power. So his Titan kind of reflects that with like this sad look.
And that was, I feel like it was an easy, like it was a tough game, right? Because we were both repeatedly bricking, so I don't think it's like a bad idea to just gamble that I won't draw attacks to give yourself more room to fish for the next ones.
Was that game one?
Well, even then,
That
that
was
was game one.
That was game one. Perfect. That was game one.
Game 1 going to somebody. Not me.
Bertolt.
There's
Or,
no Bertolt
sorry,
here.
Not Bertolt. The Colossus Titan. Armin.
I was gonna say that's
Might
crazy.
be.
Kind of going into this, what do you? Whoa. Going into this, what do you think Jean has to do to outplay this Armin?
Man. I think that a lot of this play is how many cards can Jean keep in hand to make sure they can guarantee blocks. And then Armin's entire game plan is
Damn, they can hear you.
oh, I'm so sorry. Thank you so much. Might be. I'm so sorry. I think a lot of this play is Jean is gonna have to keep cards in their hand, and Armin's entire game plan is I'm just gonna make you discard cards. Like
Yeah.
I think that's just the idea.
Who cares that
um,
you can -3 speed if you have no cards in hand?
Correct. Blocking becomes way harder at that point, and so I mean, there's even a world where like maybe this Jean needs to be aggressive, like we saw in the peak matchup of, hey, I need to get my licks in as soon as I can. Have you not interact with my moves because that's not necessarily what your deck does, and I'm gonna toss you down from the high health total that you have down to more like a half, so that an Armor of the Wolf can maybe come and clean it up.
Yeah. If you're Jean, what do you side in, if anything?
I do not remember their sideboard, but I can certainly go take a look.
That's what I'm doing.
Um,
We have number 5 Pro Hero. After this attack resolves, flip it. We have Filled with Doubt. We have Moment of Normalcy, Cape of No Return, and one more timely counterattack. Getting another timely counterattack in here can guarantee a breaker 3 to my opponent. I know that's what its most useful skill is. It has a lot of cool static abilities as well, but that's, I think, the really groundbreaking ability on it, in my opinion.
yeah, I really like, for Jean, I really like the number 5 Pro Hero that cancels Echo. I
Yeah.
think is one of the easy ways for Armin to find incremental damage over and over and over again.
If
Go ahead.
Another point is, I don't know. I know Barlow is not scared of going into Deadlock. That Deadlock form on number 5 Pro Hero is scary. If
Yeah.
I block too much, I'll just, well, not if I block too much. If I attack too much and I need to attack more, I'll clear my card pool.
Yeah, form flip, clear 3, activating Jean if we haven't already, feels very impactful, especially when a lot of your potent attacks are all 5 diffs, right?
Yeah. Very good build for getting really good foundations in. Thunder Spear demo, Broken Psyche, Incredible Display, and Inspiring Song. Barlow nicely adding the health back up.
Yeah, I greatly appreciate it, buddy. 33 to 31. 4 very high impact cards over on Jean's side. Especially that Thunder Spear, constantly letting us have momentum, but double elasticity coming down for on Armin's side. No face down foundations so far. Opting, it says that the face up ones are better. No outwit to be seen.
Yeah.
How would you feel if you were Jean about those elasticities touching the board?
Honestly, if I was there, I don't think I'm that concerned.
Interesting.
Taking a look at Jean, I would not even worry about my Deception Daggers being canceled on their stun, or maybe I make them waste it on my Deception Dagger. If it hits, I'll put it in.
Respond showdown to the I
Wow.
am here. I am here comes
I
out.
am here
all
does
my-
not clear either.
Boom. Comes to this spot. From there, we cancel it. But Walk the Dog coming in as a 6 difficulty move. Forming with the Thunder Spear to clear the I am here, putting in momentum. Incredible play.
How do we clear
Incredible
it?
play. Thunder Spear demo. Form, commit,
You're right.
clear a card out of your card pool.
I
Yeah.
was like, dude, we could have canceled it this way. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So cool.
Very-
So cool to see the aggressive showdown. Oh, how
I
neat.
love seeing Showdown not be a block. I think it's so cool. When I played Percy in Denver, I played against Pippa Scanlon, and I used my Showdowns as only cancels. Building 2 passing, probably the right choice. We got a little bit of momentum. I think that's good enough for Jean to be okay passing.
Did we take 6 here?
No.
How did we get a second momentum?
I don't know. High velocity slice.
Nope.
Nope.
From Armin's side. We got a
Oh,
momentum
Armin.
from the elasticity. How did we get the second momentum?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know either.
I'll let the judge watch.
I'm sure the judge can figure it out.
Yeah. Maybe he.
We had to have
John.
taken the damage.
John played the Jester 1 enhance. Your rival spends a momentum. You get a momentum.
Well, that would not make sense why they still have 2 momentum. Yeah, I think that they took they took the 6 damage, but they did not mark it down on the life counter. So,
Oh,
Judge, if
which
you could
is-
hear me, you definitely should fix the life totals.
I'm a fly on the wall. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
Absorbed Energy Strike being played as an attack rather than a block.
Yeah, let me go find Absorb.
Absorbed Energy Strike says enhance your rival discards a momentum. If they did, this attack gets plus X damage. X equals the difficulty of the top card of your rival's discard pile, giving this plus 3 damage because we did clear the I am here. Would rather have that than the Walk the Dog.
Yeah, pretty good. Opts to use the Hacker Extraordinaire, spin momentum, and then redraw. Let's go ahead and go for the runaway here, paying our 3 health and adding a card into the
Yeah.
card pool. But the card that we added in was Hanji's Last Stand, which says response card pool at the end of the turn. Build this one down. We just runawayed a face down foundation into the card pool.
Spooky. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have wanted to take all the damage from the Absorbed Energy Strike, but we are being punished because now he is building way more than we expected.
So from here, like you said, build. I mean, this is a build 5, right? And we're down to commit our foundations in order to pass them. Building just a ton down.
Hoping we got some good old discards in there. We got, we do have draw on board that if Jean clears, he'll draw a card, and he could possibly be punished by Barlow for doing so.
That is true. Checking a 4 here on this Deception Dagger with the elasticity being committed to pass the check. Currently 3 mid for 5, and I want to say one of the best things that we can do with this Deception Dagger is to remove the Echo cards from my rival's discard pile.
Yes, 100%. That's because they're gonna come back and they're gonna bite you. Pierce Wing is gonna grab you. What?
We stunned Tude, and we decided to stun a face down and then a face up foundation. So obviously, not
I wonder
telegraphing
what there is
at all what those could possibly be.
I bet they're not outright cards.
There's
I'm
no
gonna be
shot
honest.
they are.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think he's just a humble guy.
Playing for the bluff, I'm sure.
That's a good strategy. Am I wrong? Like
No, you're totally
bluffing out outwits, making your opponent kind of get nervous about clearing their card pool, about drawing.
So from here, it looks like we're going to go for the attempt the partial. It will fail taking R5.
Yes. Playing Kraken, we get to commit and freeze one of those. One of the face downs. Which one? Looking like that one. Sad, sad, sad. Meaning we only have one possible outwit now. Looking like we are opting to fill the block, putting that 3 difficulty into the discard pile lets us pick it up with Fierce Wings later.
Sorry, I'm watching back the stream to make sure that, because our judge is not answering my call, so I might just have to step in. Because if Barlow's supposed to have 6 less health.
That matters, yeah.
That matters. Okay.
Passing it to Mr. Barwowo. There's a world where we have to start attacking.
I'm going to pause my players.
You say that like Undercover is not the craziest deadlock.
I'm pausing you guys. I went back and reviewed the VOD. Barlow, I don't think that you took 6 damage from a walk the dog.
What?
Yeah, I went back to check just now.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a little. Yeah, because he had the momentum from.
Oh, Barlow,
What's up?
they're
I muted Sam,
talking.
sorry.
I just know, yeah. You
Perfect.
didn't take 6 from a walk the dog.
At the very beginning of the game, you did not tick down your life counter 6 from a walk the dog, but you did get the momentum from the hacker. You were supposed to be at 14.
14 right now? Absolutely. Thank
Unless
you. My
the
bad.
walk the dog had extra stats on it that I didn't see.
I
think it
shouldn't
was-
have. You don't
I
have
think it was
stat
just
bump.
6.
It was
Yeah,
just
'cause
6.
I've been hit by a walk the dog for 6, a dagger for 5, that's 11, a kraken for 6, that's 17, which is plus 14. Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
Lovely. Okay.
Thanks for catching that.
You're all good. And I made sure to mute myself like a good boy.
Good job. Okay, as Barlow, we are gonna continue to build. Putting another hacker in feels pretty good, giving us additional draw. Foresight letting us foresee our check.
Whoa! Crazy! Sorry, I gotta get all my stuff back in the correct position. Looking like
you're good.
a build pass with Barlow having transformed. Goblowy. Okay, so from here, Jean, stage, not very large, but is very impactful.
Yes, I agree.
Thunder Spear, Broken Psyche, double incredible display, double inspiring song, random face down. Don't look at the face down. Face down sucks. But
Face
all
downs
the
don't matter
all the
unless you're
other
Armin.
face up cards are incredibly powerful. But are they 14 damage powerful? That is the question we have to ask ourselves.
I think they're going to be stacking a 3 on this does feel pretty bad, but we have that face down that no one cares about that we can easily commit over. That's hybrid gonna be able to selectively commit one of the cool cards. I think there's one that we have to selectively commit on this board, or it'll punish us.
Is it the elasticity?
No.
Oh, what do you think?
I think it's that outwit guard staring at us.
The bleak commentary.
Yeah.
I think that one is very good, but without any real ways for Jean to draw, and I don't see. Is there a Botons?
Not that I am showing, unless I can't see it. I guess we did already flip our draw off the board, so I guess that's fair that we don't have to worry about it as much. Elasticity does say if I block, this gets minus damage, or it cancels stun, which we do have stun available to us with the Deception Dagger in Momentum.
I mean, that's how I feel. Is I would be significantly more afraid of the anti-stun card because it also gives them momentum, right? And if we are really afraid of that outwit, we do have incredible display and 3 pieces of momentum to cancel that response, right?
Outwit
They
is a
unflip and
response.
then commit, and then it stops it. But I mean, not the premier way to spend our momentum, right? Like I'd rather be doing something a little more.
I'd rather
proactive.
be pumping my speed. I'd rather be messing with my zones entirely.
Yeah, 100%.
Taking a look, it does look like. Sorry, just trying to figure out why that hacker has a symbol on it. Sealed? I don't know how it'd be, but.
From here, both these players dropping into the tank. 8, I believe we just took this Kraken on the chin. Dropping down to 8 is very scary, but getting the double momentum off of the hacker, I think, is going to be a big deal.
Yes.
It's more cards to be drawn into our hand for more potential blocks to be had a little bit later. And we got to see the top card of our deck, discard, redraw with the Colossus Titan. And these are now 2 face-up foundations that defensively, if I need to re-establish my check, I do not feel bad flipping them once I've utilized their ability to draw that bonus card.
Running low on health for Armin, though. I don't know how much onslaught we can handle.
Yeah.
Looking like it's almost a walk the dog angle.
Well, the dog would be pretty good, especially if we had multiples of them, getting stun 1 and then an additional stun off of the deception daggers.
Correct. Along with, we have Inspiring Song. Jean +2 speed on both of those Krakens.
I mean, this is a lot of speed, and I think one of the only ways to stop us would be runaway. But Incredible Display cleans that answer up, lickety split.
Would you be worried if you were Barlow?
Yellow lights are flashing, and I think that is enough to care. But it looks like
We are
opting to go for the build, saying either I don't have it or it's not enough. The math just isn't quite there. I'm going to let the Colossus Titan do his thing.
okay. Something we need to be aware of as Barlow is we are in deadlock, and now we have deadlock piece on board for Elijah. I will clear my progressive difficulty on my turn with a form, as well as the other unexplored text of Master's Pride does indeed say after your attack deals damage, your next check gets +1.
Yeah, plenty of options now that Barlow is in deadlock. But if we are even a little bit aggressive here on Barlow's side, I'm not sure how long we're gonna last there, destroying these face down foundations for +5 damage on every single one of your attacks. If we have sculpted and cultivated an attacking hand, it might just be enough to get us out. An Animus Shot is an incredible way to start off our aggressive turn.
We love Animus Shot.
4 high for 5, 4 high for 10 if you are the Colossus Titan and are willing to destroy some foundations.
And I think as Jean, we need to.
As Jean, we need
Not
to?
Jean, as Armin. Sorry.
Yeah.
They're all the same. Yeah.
They're homies. I get it.
Well, they grew up together, kind of. Not really. But
Right.
There's so much that now Elijah needs to watch. If I let this deal damage, even though I'm at 30 health, now I'm going to lose a card from my hand. Regardless, a card is leaving my hand.
Yeah.
If he deals 1 damage, 2 damage, any damage, it's gone.
Card is gone.
And I don't get to pick if it's damage dealt.
And I think the big thing about this this attacking turn is we have so many face-up foundations.
Opting to choose the runaway.
Yeah, I don't hate this idea, but that might just say that we don't have a high block, or we care about the card pool stuff early to pseudo breaker them.
We don't care if we don't have a high block though, because we have Jean. We just discard that
good point.
momentum.
Good point.
So why are we holding on so desperately to this momentum?
I mean, it might be a Tavern Brawl, Tavern Landing. It might be a looking for a powerful or EX angle. I mean, this momentum is face up and really valuable, but 4 high for 4, 4 high for 9 if you're the Colossus Titan. Relifting an attack card for later could be important. I am a fan of the board state that Barlow has found himself in. I actually think 25 is going to be incredibly easy to find, especially with our ability to, if we see an attack on top of our deck, I will discard a card and then redraw it. That is more gas in the chamber to keep slinging these absolutely massive attacks.
And now Barlow has to start interacting and really slow play when he uses momentum, how he uses momentum, because he can either fully block something or he can at least reduce damage to 2. And now Barlow has to make a guessing game of how do I counter 25, either through 3 blocked attacks or 2 blocked attacks and a broken psyche. Breaker 3.
That is a way to do it, especially because we did not guarantee a check on top. We opted to draw off of the Colossus Titan. So if we are back-to-back 3s, then I think it's going to be a big deal. But Hanji's final stand...
Guys, this has blank text. This has text.
It has text.
It is a 2, 3, 4, 5. It only checking for a 5 right now. Checks a 2.
Checks a 3. Oh, it does check a 2. It's breaker 3. No, you're totally right.
Breaker 3.
Yeah, breaker 3. 3 is a big number.
3 big. Doesn't feel so devastating in Barlow. We still have such a healthy stage. We'll just break those face downs that we committed out. That's not a big deal. We have Hacker to draw if need be.
Wait, am I crazy? Hold on.
What's up?
I think this last stand was added into the card pool on a previous runaway turn.
Yes,
and then
remember? And then
down.
he got to build it down. So he's been holding on to this. And then with Tavern, he got to put it into his hand.
Picked it up, got breaker 3'd, and had the perfect piece.
He said, actually, I have this.
The incredible foresight and lines that Barlow plays is genuinely mind-blowing.
Yeah, I'm glad I never see that guy in Swiss.
Yeah, lucky you. Yeah, I'm glad I always... The only reason I haven't played in this year is because I've not played in any tournaments.
He's waiting. Round 3, he looks at his phone, doesn't see Tamarin.
Whew.
Devastation side.
Devastation. Man,
his easy win is gone.
I was trying to get a free win. So funny. So from here, 3 mid for 11, pushed up with Colossus, but instantly brought back down with that broken psyche. Now only going to be doing 2.
Yeah, and for Elijah, this does spell a little bit of danger. We are okay taking the 2, but what if he has more Last Stands in hand? What if he has more of Thunder Spear Barrages in hand? Those are easy to pass because they're only 3 difficulties, and Hanji Last Stands are only 2 difficulties. Can we put up the blocks? Are we going to be able to block out this?
We have a singular block available to us as Jean, unless we opt to use the Incredible Display to, after I block with the Foundation, lift it back to my hand.
If it's a Foundation.
Yeah.
Checking a 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, only needed to commit 1. Feels very good. It's being the 5th card in your card pool and only needed to commit 1 card to pass the check.
Yeah, and 11 damage to boot, right? This one feeling like such a backbreaking card with the late turn stun and representing 11 damage. It feels like every attack inside of this this Birtle deck represents 11. But spending our momentum here.
I thought he was gonna flip to give it stun too, and I was like, "Don't do that!
Don't do it, no.
I was like, "It'll work. It's a weapon."
Putting it
Yeah,
down to
minus-
0 speed.
Yep, 0 speed, making this blockable. Depends. Do we have another timely counterattack in our hand? Could change the pace of the game.
You know, timely counterattack I think would be really, really impactful here. And that might
It-
be like the reason that we had to put our foot on the gas or on the brakes is because of just how defensive we are. Like going into this turn with runaway double timely would be so high impact.
We'll see.
And
Okay.
it comes out
It's an
Armor of the Wolf. Sadly, we really, really wanted to spend that one to commit our foundations, but very smartly leaving up our echo answers. If the idea is Thunder Spear Barrage, playing these very high impact moves, being able to stop the echo or flip them in their tracks after they resolve, I think is going to be a big deal.
You have to. You have to. I
3,
think
6,
this
7,
makes
8.
Barlow had to play one more.
And still,
3,
I mean,
4,
we're at
5,
23,
6,
right?
7, 8, 5,
Like,
6, 7, 8, yeah.
Our moves are coming in for 11 normally, so we cannot block. I think it is a 3 damage idea, but it looks like we are giving up the ghost, especially because
Good
we checked the 3.
Choice.
Incredible play, but we lost an Armor of the Wolf and spent, I believe, 3 momentum across this turn. That is a rough position to be in if you are an Eli fan.
I love that you can't be both fans. You just can't be a fan of the game. You can only be a Barlow or an Elijah fan.
There is a winner and there is a loser.
No,
You got to pick.
I'm a
You gotta pick.
spectator.
You got to pick.
I choose spectating, where I don't win or lose.
And now you know
Eat
why I
that,
cast.
fool. Eat that fool.
So from here, we're going to respond, I assume, and build down some face-down foundations. Oh, obviously to keep our momentum. Or we built one, the one that was blocked, we... Oh, they were both blocked. We kept one and then built the other? Interesting.
We're counting, making sure that we're not in deadlock, but I believe we are.
Yeah,
Unless I
absolutely
can't
we
see.
are.
1, 2, come on, move.
I think we got
3,
10
4,
foundations just to
5.
face-down.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think we're at 11 foundations. One above, but no easy. We have an easy way to break. Does it benefit us? Barlow's excited.
Yeah, he's a give me your best shot. Is part of the reason I love playing against Barlow. In between him absolutely beating my ass, he is happy to get his ass beat as well. He wants you to hit him, and he wants you to hit him hard. He wants to show him your very cool moves, your very cool deck. Very few people embody the spirit of the game as well as Barlow guessed.
Yeah, we are building with
I love this play.
getting
I
a
love
momentum.
This play.
Yeah.
Thunder Spear in the foundation that is not going to be high impact as my rival is in deadlock. -1 to their check or +1 to mine is not nearly as good as get myself a
-3
momentum.
speed, change zone.
Yeah, I'm so happy with that play. What a heads up maneuver.
Me, never gonna solve that.
So from here, build 2, pass back 4 in hand, 2 momentum, including a broken psyche, double incredible display. How much offense can this Colossus Titan find? How much are they down to break their own board to get the job done, to find this last 23? We'll find out. And the answer is start out with a tavern brawl. You'll never guess what's going to be coming at the end of the turn.
I bet there's gonna be a Hanji's Last Stand. There are 2 that we know of face down, because they did get to build at the end of the turn. So this does say we have another attack in hand. I think Elijah has so much opportunity in his board, though. We can just, if we have good breakers in our hand, that's great. If we have runaways in our hand, that's great. We have minus check on face on the board. We have add a foundation if we block with it to our hand. I would feel good if I was Elijah right now, but every attack is scary in Armin.
Yeah, it is. It is colossal, right? Colossal
Colossal Titanish.
As you could describe it, of every move coming in
Wow.
for almost double digits. But
Quadruple
we found
digits.
the Botan's coaching. I'm gonna discard a card and draw a card. Rebby, how many outwit cards do you think we have? How many commentaries? 1,
3.
2, 3?
Oh, I barely guessed before he did it.
Discard
Whoa!
3 cards?
Wow, he discarded a timely counterattack. That's a breaker 3 out of his hand.
Discard 3 cards?
Wow.
Oh no. Oh no.
This is scary for Elijah. We just lost a lot of our hand. We have 1 block.
We have 1 block and we are adding an echo move to our hand. Or even worse, a besiege.
Oh god, besiege! I think it's very important to add that echo move to our hand. If we have another one in hand, that represents 4 attacks.
It does represent 4 attacks all by itself, but there is counterplay to be had with the number 5 pro hero as well as the incredible display to cancel the response on the echo. Another fierce wings.
Wow.
Holy, get these out of the board. This is so much damage represented.
Yes.
Wowzers.
Good time we're doing it because we're about to cycle.
Yeah, looks like spend the momentum. Let's change the zone.
Get 1 block in.
Ugh.
Entering this turn, feeling good. Now midway, even just in the beginning of this turn, feeling terrified.
This is so funny to flip the card and look at the last card in your deck. Be like, is this one good? And
Am I
obviously-
passing my check?
Yeah. But here it is, the only block of the turn. Wait, it's not the only block of the turn. We made this a
We
low,
get to draw a card.
and then we draw a card. Holy cow! Both these players are playing at such an incredible high caliber.
Yes.
This is
very
so
good
sick.
play.
One fresh one in hand,
He
and
needed a 4th macavation.
we needed the 4th activations. That is bleak commentary. Machinations
Lead
is
commentary.
the other one.
My
Yeah.
bad. Yeah, we needed
Yeah.
1 more commentary, and that was it.
Yeah, this is such a Elijah was doomed. It was doomed. But then off of a singular uncommon in Reconsider, he has put himself back in this game. Fully blocked with it from the Chains of Zone, grab the momentum. We now have the 2 momentum, 1 to pay for another Broken Psyche, 1 to pay for the block for this move, as this is about to be 11 full damage.
Very, very scary.
As we continue, and we know that there is a Thunder Spear coming at some point. Hanji's Last Stand at some point coming this turn because we picked it up at that Tavern Brawl, or Tavern Landing.
Correct.
Should
Even
go
if we have
look up
another
Thunder Spear.
tavern landing in hand, that would be great. Grab the other Last Stand. Those are only 2 difficulty. My opponent chose to put me to 8, and now they're going to pay the price.
From here, discarding the Showdown.
Very interesting to discard the Showdown. We don't think he has a runaway in hand.
Didn't rip it off the top, right? We saw him discard 1. He's played 2. We haven't gone through the cycle. I think that's all 3 accounted for. And it looks like... I'm not sure if we are plussing our check or minusing Barlow's. I'm not seeing any dice going anywhere.
Somebody please put a dice down.
Please put a dice.
Please. For the viewers at home, not just me.
Yeah, we will find out though.
It looks like we're really trying to pass this block. Yeah.
Thunder Spear coming in And then incredible display. You know
Picking
what?
it
I
back
will
up.
pick it right back up. It is a partial block though, dropping down to 17 and saying, "Hey, would you flip this one now that you are done?" Interesting. So here's a fun timing thing. The timing for Echo is response after this attack resolves. Spin the momentum. You may play it as your next form. So we could have made Barlow spend the momentum to declare that he was allowed to play it as the next form, and then we respond with our number 5 pro hero flipping it, and then legally he would be allowed to play that card as his next form. Let's face down to the card pool. He can't do anything anymore.
We are not Lady Nagant. We don't play face down cards.
True. True.
Well, our face down we do play face down cards, but they don't mean anything.
They're 2
We're
difficulty
not
foundations.
as special as Nagant.
Yeah.
Coming in, giving it another +4 damage, flipping to look at the top card of our deck, seeing if it's worth keeping on there. We still only have the 1 block in hand. We still have momentum, though. If we do want to block and change the zone, what is the benefit in spending our momentum versus not spending it? We can pick up this block 1 more time.
I don't know. I think that there's a world where we go for this partial block here, take the stats again, and then utilize, or maybe even we don't know. We have to block this one to make our. Maybe this is the one that we make 2 damage because we know there's a mid block coming afterwards.
We take the whole thing.
Ops to go down to 6.
We're going to attempt to respond Echo,
and then we are going to cancel this
Cancel
with
it.
the incredible display.
leaving us. We have to find 8 damage minimum. There is still a block in hand. Hanji's last stand, checking a 2, 3, 4, 5 checks. Easy peasy.
Easy.
Doesn't bother Barlow one bit.
Yeah, this is now a 3 mid for 6 with stun 1, soon to be 11, meaning dead on the partial. I think that we are allowed to have the full block here with this one, and then leave the Broken Psyche up for one last move. Unless that move was the Echo attack. What are we gonna go find? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 checks of 5. Let's go check and see what exists in the discard pile at all. I think we're just opting to let it fail, dig a little deeper inside of our deck, get the 4 check off the top of our deck. Maybe that was the idea.
Interesting play.
Yeah, I'm unsure what's going on inside of Barlow's head, or might be trying to figure out, hey, what is this worth still committing out to pass?
Because we knew that 4 was on there, right?
Yeah, I believe we did.
It's worth it. We have to pick up a Hanji's last stand.
Makes sense. And for everybody at home, the static of Hanji's is applied at the very beginning of the turn to reduce its difficulty by 2. Fierce Wing says go pick up a 3 difficulty or less card from your discard pile. So it looks like a full block coming in now. And from here, we've got the last stand coming down 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
We can play 4, 5, 6. We can play chicken though with Elijah. This is lethal on full.
This is lethal on full.
This is lethal. We pass. He chooses to Broken Psyche.
And there it is.
That's
The
it.
game goes. Hanji's last stand, looking at how immaculate and beautiful the Colossus Titan are from the final wall. Not losing the game, though. Ending up winning the game on an incredible, incredible line. 2-0.
Very,
last stand.
very high level play from both players.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of lower skilled players could have played that the way Elijah did.
I mean, this just shows you the potency of the bleak commentary, right? Elijah is not sweating that turn at all if they have 3 more cards in their hand.
Yeah.
There's like 3 more cards in their hand, and they yawn and full block everything and tell the Colossus Titan, hey, pass back to me, dummy. But that's not the game that was played here today.
No.
Yeah, this was very, very strong. Very, very strong and great play. And we are moving on to the finals.
Finals!
We have
Yay!
Barlow Guess as Armin the Colossus Titan versus Gavin Gavin Kale as Porco Galliard. Is that his name? Porco Galliard?
Yeah. I need to pay this out really quick. One moment.
All good.
This is gonna be such a cool match.
Yeah, I'm excited.
2 Attack on Titan 3 characters showing that their set made them powerful, and aggro versus defensive. How much is it gonna punish?
And it's so
Porco,
sick that
yeah.
it is a peak mirror in the finals.
Yeah, peak
Because
mirror.
peak is so crazy good that it has to be peak versus
Guys,
peak.
I can't believe peak versus
Obviously.
peak finals. Peak universes. Go follow Sam Tate for peak memes. Yeah, I'm so excited about this finals. I think this is 2 really cool characters that weren't the hot ticket get on release that are now showing their colors, showing us that they deserve to be at the top tables.
100%. 100%. So excited to watch this game and see how both of these players are going to be navigating their game in incredibly different ways. While these players take a small break, I'm going to bring up their deck lists for everybody to see. We will start with our Swiss champ, first seed going
Whoa.
into the tournament. Apparently, I've lost this list somewhere, so let me go find it.
Yep.
It is here and then there. I would love to look you. Perfect. I click this, I come back, and then I go showcase. That's not what I want. I want to turn you off and turn you on. Did I find you? And then there. Lovely. So we've got Armin here. The entire goal is to build up and play out a massive, huge string with Thunder Spear barrages and Hanji's Last Stands. Besieges being these really low difficulty moves when I'm at low health or whatever. And then once I have it transformed, they are all for 11 plus damage. Absolutely massive, massive moves. And the way that I can make sure that these very slow, colossal size moves hit is the Bleak Commentary Botan's Coaching combo of Response Outwit. After my rival draws one or more cards through the combat phase, they discard a card. We saw it in the last match. Botan's Coaching made my rival draw a card, and then I forced them to discard 3 cards, and then I proceeded to play 5 attacks on them, each doing a ton of damage. Very, very scary stuff.
Yeah. Looking at his sideboard is very interesting. Psychic Spirit Glass feeling very good against players, let's say against like Elijah, who had Runaways, or even like Gavin, who could have Barrier Shields in hand,
100%.
telling them they're stuck in hand, they cannot play them. I hope you can survive my onslaught.
Yeah, love the Psychic Spirit Glass. Love the Runaway that can be brought in inside of this matchup. And I think a lot of this might just come down to how much things like Showdown could we possibly see. Absorbed Energy Spirit Strike, flipping over those Jaw Titan bites are going to be really high impact. There's a lot of really cool, interesting play that this Armin deck has into the Hyper Rushdown Porco list, which I will bring up right now, right here. Boop. And I come back here, make sure that we can see it, and we're there. Lovely. And so we've got Mighty Blitz on the table as an enabler, Jaw Titan's Bite, and Titan Armbar as I'm going to play out. Jaw Titan's Bite goes finds Bite, Armbar being added in with things like Mighty Blitz to give +2 damage, which we're going to need, 31 health character. And then at the very end of my string, how many teamings can I play and then pick up and then replay again? Love this. Love this. Love this. A lot of the power of this character comes from taking and putting on absolutely massive stats, but not a ton of draw being activated outside of the single or the 3 copies of Latent Skill. Not a ton of draw being seen inside of this list. So if we are to get that Bleak Commentary tactic off, it's going to be all on Barlow to do.
I am very, very, very excited for this deck. This Porco is aggressive. It's not taking its time like we've seen with other decks that have played against this Armin, making this Armin have to make very quick decisions very fast, because we have seen this Porco kill when it odds seemed against it, when it had nothing left.
Yeah, 40 damage, turn 2s on 3 foundations, all off the back of this Marley's Warriors, which is a 4 of in the deck. Obviously, this one is hyper good at going in on the turn 2. And I do want to talk a little bit about the sideboard that we have access to. A lot of powerful actions here. Resolute's End, saying we saw that last turn be one off of the back of Fierce Wings. Resolute's End being able to cancel a Fierce Wing. Same thing with Hero's Upbringing. I'm going to Colossal Titan for the second time. Actually, all your moves are not for +5 damage. They're all for printed, and you have to now find that 24 on a regular basis. Really excited to see. There's a lot of game to be played back and forth against both of these players. I'm really excited for them to jump in and play the game. And it looks like we are all but ready to pop off and play. Rebby, if you can start us the final prediction of the final Webcam regional while I get us set up.
It's the end.
It's the end. This is Webcam Regional Season 3, Part 4, the movie.
Oh, it's like Attack on Titan, where it's like Attack on Titan Season 4, Part 1, the final, Part 3, Part 2,
Yeah,
Part 1,
yeah.
Part 7.
Correct.
I am struggling. Okay, Porco. Chat, get your predictions in now. I want to see all your hard-earned channel points in this bet. All 32 of you, get in here. If you are on Twitch, please bet points. If you're on YouTube, get into Twitch, bet your points, go back to YouTube.
100%. I think it's the best thing. And if your hand accidentally is feeling generous and wants to pop on over to the Twitch Prime button, 3 clicks in order to support the stream here would be very appreciated as we head into this finals match.
Please, Tam got a message from
Yeah, early in the
his
stream,
tolls.
I got a message from
The tolls
the
need him to pay his money, chat, please.
Asian department of the Nebraska motor vehicles, saying I had a thing. Who's the higher seed? Armin is actually our higher seed, Daniel.
This was Seed 1 versus Seed 2 in Swiss.
Yes. Yeah, both of these players absolutely going crazy in this tournament, showcasing not just their prowess as players, but their characters' prowess. Very solid stuff. Looks like a build 3, possibly a build 4. Looks like that one's going to fail. I think that's really important for Armin to get ahead of the explosiveness that this 7-hand size rushdown character is allowed to have.
Any reason we didn't build the Bleak commentary face down?
Honestly, I have no idea. It might be.
That's too high of a play for me to understand.
It might be that we do have a way to flip it as Armin of flip for +2 damage, and we might be looking to, try and swing some damage, knowing that we're not going to be able to survive.
Yeah, we weren't guaranteed a build 4. We were guaranteed a build 3.
Correct.
So we'd rather adapt. You are right.
And it might be that we know that we're not going to get a chance to survive until we get to transform. And so we need these face-up targets to then flip to push that extra damage through and force Porco to block with cards he feels uncomfortable blocking with.
Very good build so far. Checking armbar. Ouchies. I don't know if I'm Porco, if I enjoy having all these Lust for Battles in my hand. I'd rather they be in my deck.
Yeah, I mean, all 4 of these cards that we have played
Are much better. What?
Did you see Barlow try to hex Gavin? He
No.
wiggled his fingers like a wizard. He was like, it's a 3. But it ended up being a 5 to commit Porco. Wow, that was so funny. Holy cow. That was
Starting
so
off with
awesome.
violent Amethyst shot, checking a 4. All we needed was a 4. No worries. Going ahead and contemplating flipping that bleak commentary, and we are going to with Armin to give us more stats.
Hex failed, Dark Pact protected him. Yeah, 100%. From here, though, it looks like we are going to go for the full block. Checking a team with the Attack Titan. Man, really would have loved to have drawn that one if you were
Ouchies.
in Gavin's shoes. But full block says that we're not going to be randomly losing a card out of our hand on this one. But hey,
We might.
the second shot is coming in. Kapow, kapow. What could be better than one shot? 2 shots.
What could be better than 2 shots?
3 shots?
More foundations.
More foundations. Fair enough. 4 high. Again, this is a 4 high for 7 coming in. Going for the partial here. It is partially blocked. We're going to take the damage and then randomly remove a card from our hand.
But we have none.
Cards left. Gets to unflip
Nerds.
one of our foundations. The answer is
Bleak
The-
commentary.
bleak commentary. I guess that makes sense.
Besiege.
Besiege.
Check in
in.
a 5. Beautiful, beautiful 5.
This makes sense to me. I really like this play of flip. This move's going to get +2 damage, and then I'm allowed to flip this and then re-ready 2 face down since an attack has dealt damage. Very heads-up play. I love the high risk, high reward. Checking a 3 here would have absolutely ended our turn and opened us up for such aggressive moves
And we get
afterwards.
to unflip it again. So
Yes.
if we have more gas and we need to commit 2 more, we'll just flip it and ready them back up.
And so from there, if we would have built both of these incredibly powerful outwit cards face down, we would not have gotten it. And I would have fallen for that same trap, Rabbi, of these say outwit. I'm supposed to just slam it into my card pool face down. Why would I not? Why could I not? And the answer is Barlow is showing his expertise with this deck and saying, hey, the +6 damage or the plus 6 damage that I got across out of these foundations was so important that you're now down to 14, and this is such an easier line to deal with.
Feels like a really successful turn from Armin, passing it back over to Porco. We have to be able to hope either Porco builds once again, or we will have to try and survive this onslaught. 31 health, as we have been reminded, is not a lot of health for Porco.
Certainly is not, but foundations on board are kind of blank.
Empty.
We've got the latent skill, which we know the bleak commentary is now essentially discard 2, draw 1, which does not feel incredible if you're trying to sculpt your hand. And then the capture the target is just re-ready once. Every other foundation or stage wishes
Blank.
that it was being ripped off the top, milled off the top with Porco's ability. Not going to have any impact here.
We're going to start munching, checking another Timmy the Attack Titan, coming in as a 3 for 4. 3 high for 4.
Yeah, 3 high for 4, but 4 high for 5 with Porco's ability as we mill 3, hoping to find some of these gambling bing bong cards that currently we have in our stage, but we have plenty more inside of our deck.
Yeah, I can't imagine these are the only ones.
Correct.
Fear, so.
From here, now that we've played this ability, we have to figure out, are we going to use this Yelena's Machinations to draw a card, -2 speed, so we can potentially try and fully block this maneuver.
Yeah.
And then if we have Draw Titan's Bites, what blitzes are we going to do over on Porco's side? Discard that card, give it the +2 damage that it deserves, and then let's grab us another bite. The answer is the very first card that we checked or reviewed on this turn. Or in the game, excuse me.
We are setting up for success with Porco. This is easily blockable, though, and we do not have true access to our latent skill, kind of inhibiting us slightly.
Looks like the Thunder Spear Barrage coming in, 2 high block, cleanly covering up this 7 damage as we ask Porco,
It needs to be in the discard pile anyway.
what's your next move? What's the
You got
next
another?
thing you do? Come on, hit me again. Hit me again. I want
I
it.
know you have another jaw in your hand.
And again, so every time that we decide to play one of these attacks, we are able to unflip these foundations. This is more foundations that Armin's going to be allowed to flip on their turn to get that +2 damage, unflip something, and then continue.
Blue Flame Torment coming in making Barlow decide, do I pass these checks or do I allow him to get +2 to his next check, not making him feel punished by bad checks?
Yeah, this is a very scary spot to be in because essentially if Barlow decides to fail both of these, which his stage truly is not healthy enough to commit to them.
He has 6s off the top. He has 6 checks.
He's got to roll them off the top, and that tavern landing is not going to be it.
No.
Essentially, we're going to be starting over with progressive, which is exactly what Porco wants as we continue to play out some attacks. We picked up a Jaw Titan's Bite. There could just be another one coming for +X damage for the rest of my turn. We are not out of the woods yet if you are an Armin Colossus fan.
It's hard. You have to let it fail. That must mean our face downs are too important. We have to keep that face up ready because if we end up blocking, we need to commit those, so we'll easily ready them back up.
100%. So from here,
It's a 6 low for 9. Currently feeling hard to block. I have 31 health. I don't think it's the end of the world, but now Gavin can really take the wheel and show him, hey, I have 15 more attacks using the same 2 cards.
Mighty Blitz would be an insane pickup here to play it, add the
Like
4th
teaming,
card
yeah.
into the card pool, whether it be teaming or another bite that we see. But it looks like Bite potentially going and picking up this Bite. Third
Checking.
teaming checked this game. Ugh.
Feels rough.
Comes in as a 3 for 4, is going to get an extra +1 damage off of the first Bite in our card pool. The question is are we brave enough to blitz? We're not
We
even
are
given the opportunity to. Love that.
Gonna seal. I think that is the correct choice. This is not gonna give the rest of the attacks damage. If you want this to take damage, put it back in your hand.
Yeah, I think that this is a very, very heads-up play. This is because let's pretend that Gavin is done attacking, right? And the goal of this discard to then repick back up was to fuel ourselves, reload our hand with a Jaw Titan's Bite, eke in a little bit of extra damage, and reload us for an onslaught happening next turn. We don't have that option to. We have to raw find that last bite all by ourselves to then find the machine gun. And if you are digging to find more bites, you are activating my bleak commentaries.
Very interesting play from Barlow, choosing to flip the machinations with Armin and then going ahead and readying it with the Tekken card.
Yeah, but which activates the
Outwit
activates the
minus
outwit
2
availability
speed,
again.
draw a card. I'll discard your hand.
Oh, we draw the card. They don't draw
Yeah.
the card.
Oh, they don't draw the card.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Could you
it's not
imagine?
Mutually, that'd be scary. Mighty Blitz coming in. We finally get to take one of those, teaming with the Attack Titans from our discard pile, put them into our card pool, pick them up with Porco, say that feels pretty good. I hope you can block this.
But is our stage big enough to continue to play attacks like this?
Have not been checking well.
Yeah, our checks are pretty bad here. We do get to re-ready, I believe, with the... or do we get to re-ready? Have we already re-readied the...
Unsure.
Capture the target? I do not remember it being readied, but a lot of buttons have been pressed, and that last attack was played... the enhanced step was played pretty quickly.
Yes.
As it was sealed.
Great play getting to put this teaming in. This teaming says, okay, I have to check 5s.
Yeah, and the momentum that we got off of hitting with our moves now gone because of the other hidden ability off of Mighty Blitz. If I have a low in my card pool, like, I don't know, Blue Flame Torment, I am able to put it to force my rival to spend 2 momentum. So absolutely massive attack strings here, and it looks like we
Choosing
are
to transform.
gonna transform.
We want to get this as close to lethal as possible.
Yeah, 6 mid for 12.
Readying the capture of the target. There we go. Checking a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is what we'd be looking at. If we checked a 3, we are still online and we can still get through this.
This is looking very much like checkmate, the turn 3 dream. Who needs your stage to do anything as long as you can check enough foundations? A very, very scary spot to be in if you are Barlow. What is the out? What is the answer? What could we possibly do? And if you, I want to remind you, we machinationed on this
Yes.
to give this -2 speed, and it's already back up to 6 again.
We are looking at our latent skill.
Latent
This-
skill, discard 2, draw
But-
2.
If we choose to do so, Barlow can't block if he chooses to outwit on that.
Correct. And even then, checking the 3 here is going to
fails.
say that this is not going to land from here. This last teaming.
Is for sure going to pass.
Chat bringing up something very important. This is not turn 3, actually. This is turn 2. Checks a
Yeah.
5, 6. We have a 7 mid for 7, 8 damage. he says
it's a
we don't have
5,
it.
6, 7, 8. Yep.
Barlow says we cannot pass it. Even on the partial block, it is unsuccessful. And breaking serve, Gavin takes it down on turn 2. The power of Porco going absolutely crazy.
I think this is why Armin was going so hard so quickly. It was just so hard for Armin to build successfully. And because of that, he wasn't able to block. Because you were right, it is turn 2. There's not much you can do at that point. We don't have enough of an established board.
And even let's pretend that we didn't play out those attack cards and we played a bunch of foundations instead. There's a world where we do survive that, but there's also a world where Gavin doesn't try to go for it so hard on that turn too, right? There's a world where if Barlow's stage was a little more developed, if he had to face up foundations and gave some minus stats somewhere along the way that wasn't, machinations, right? Commit for -2 to make the thing happen. Like,
I think
we could have survived, but
it becomes a
not the way it rolled.
long stream play too of when is the right time to press the filled with doubt button.
I mean, I hear you, but it is very hard to see 4th attack
No,
Mighty Blitz to
it
come
is.
in.
It
Like,
is.
it's so
No, that's
it's
what I'm
so
saying.
so hard.
That's what I'm saying. It is hard. But it makes me curious on it's just hard to predict when the right time is on a deck that's rotating the same attacks and then shining in a little bit of a 1 of, even though it's a 3 of.
Sure. Yeah. It is a tough, unenvious position if you're in Barlow's shoes. But I mean, good news. We get to try again. We get to go first. Yes, the break serve happened,
First
but
again.
he got lucky. The universe's prayer. He got lucky. I drew bad. I checked bad. He checked good.
What's the what is it? Oh, that's
Wow,
not
wow,
it.
wow, wow, wee, wow, for sure.
That's not it. I thought that was the one where it's like, oh, I should have checked a 5. My opponent had perfect blots. I thought you had a copy pasta of that.
I might. I just don't remember if I do or
That's
not. I can
sorry,
go
Jet.
check.
I didn't mean to put Andrew Holder in the
Yeah.
chat.
You summoned him.
Looking like now we get to foresight our fourth foundation. Okay.
You were looking for exclamation point unlucky.
I will do that. Everyone, exclamation point unlucky.
So from here, on Armin's side, another build 3. I'm not sure that it does look like we tried for the 4th one, checked another 3 with that I guess not with the Besiege. I think we were trying to sneak in a Besiege, funny enough.
Very interesting to put the armbar in the discard pile right away.
Yeah, I just don't think that Gavin's interested in playing this card as a form. I think our goal here is to play it as a added in attack over and over again. And truthfully, I feel like we have not needed it even a little bit as we're watching these games. Gavin is just pure finding the raw damage, all by themselves.
Could you imagine these decks with combined firepower? Like, could you imagine Porco or Peak or whoever with combined firepower?
Yeah, it does seem pretty scary to be
Very
slinging
scary.
that much mill into our game. Looks like a very safe Besiege coming down as the first attack of game 2 here. 3 mid for 4, a little difficult to block. Yeah, tough stuff. Looks like flipping Yelena's to +2 damage if it hits unblocked. Or if it hits unflip it, excuse me. Milling some cards off of Porco, or excuse me, going for the block. Takes the partial down to 21, -1 to our next check as Armin. From here, opting to go for a face down foundation on the
Checking
3.
a 2.
Checks a 2, unlucky. Exclamation point, unlucky. As we then proceed to continue, what else could we play? More face downs. More face downs. And then a face up. Okay, very scary spot to be in.
Yeah, we at least get
Checks
to
a
draw
4,
2.
5. Love this. And we just built a bunch of face downs. Imagine this is triple bleak commentary.
Ooh,
You are going to be discarding 3
spooky.
cards if I force you to draw a card. But if we Botons at the wrong time and I force my rival to discard one of these Bing Bong cards, it could just be that much more potent attack, more damage, more stats to be coming across the turn. And we have put ourselves in a bit of a very precarious situation. Lack of cards in hand, I think, is going to be a big deal here.
Yes, I agree. I think, thankfully, we do have the draw 2, which is fine, but we have to figure out, as you said, when is that appropriate, making sure we don't put Bing Bong cards into our rival's discard pile to then punish us. Depending on what those face down cards are in our stage, maybe this is a good play. I mean, I'm not Barlow. He's way more advanced than I am. So there's obviously some more thought behind this process than what I'm seeing.
From here, we're opening up the Mighty Blitz as we know that things can get canceled, but without cards in hand, or sorry, things can get sealed, but without cards in hand, it's just not going to happen. And
Finding that arm bar in the bottom of the...
yeah, we reviewed the arm bar,
There it
and here
is.
it is coming in to be nice and amazing. +3 damage. This is instantly a 5 for 8 with Porco 5 for 9, representing approximately a third of Armin's health right here, right now, just on the very first attack of the game.
Armbar's a high as well.
Armbar is a high. Yeah, it is a 5 high for 5 that gives every attack in the card pool stun 2. Or excuse me, +2 damage, including itself. So it's a 7 diff, 5 high for 7, essentially, with stun 2. Very cool, very good opener. Normally not played, though. Normally just cheated in, like we're seeing with the Mighty Blitz here.
I'm very interested to see how Barlow gets through this turn, if he can live another turn. 31 is not asking a lot from Porco, as we previously said. We just have to use those Botans correctly.
Yeah, I think that is a big deal. Defensive Botans coachings almost never feel good, especially when we've got Lust for Battles here, giving minus to checks. And then +1/+1, 6 mid for 9 damage coming across as the very first attack played on Porco's turn. And it looks like Yelena's Machinations looking at the top card of our deck, discarding that card out, saying, I don't like that one. Let's go ahead and Botons and find something a little bit more useful. Second Lust for Battle comes through. Man, what an insane get. Question is how many machinations, how many bleak commentaries are we going to decide to respond with? I'm not sure that we're allowed to honestly
If we have
respond with
any.
any.
I think we have to wait. If we have any.
Yeah, I do
But
not
we
hate
can't
waiting at all.
we can't be too long. Frightening calm, and in this case, frightening anxiety, because we
Yeah.
have 2 are available on board. We could get stunned out quickly. We are opting to respond, getting 1 card out of that hand, getting a blimp out of the hand.
This makes sense. Blimp is not what we need right now to make some sort of high impact play happen. I think the best thing that we could block with is maybe a showdown to then selectively commit some things, but it looks like going for that full block, checking the 3. This is on a 9. It's going to fail, and we're going to be taking 9 full damage. Dropping down. At minimum, yellow alert should be going off for Barlow.
I would too. That's how I'd feel right now as well.
The Siege coming in, probably one of the most low impact cards.
I think it's a high impact card though.
Hit me, why?
It's a 3 for 6. Currently becomes a 4 for 7. Asks our opponent if they are able to draw a card off the top. You need to have a +3 block modifier on there. It is very monumental in this instance alone.
I think that like this card does hit very hard, and it is difficult to interact with. But if I'm in Barlow's shoes, I'd rather it be Besiege than Jaw Titan's Bite. I'd rather it be
million times over.
Besiege than
I guess if you talk
Mighty
about it like
Blitz.
that, I guess that's fair.
Of the attacks we
just-
could have played, I think Besiege is the one I go, "Phew, thank goodness. I think it's only Besiege, right?
I'm just saying, I think Besiege is as high impact as any
Listen,
other card.
it's a good
because
card.
it
It's a
says-
good card.
Okay, well, there's other ones I could reduce the speed and block, but this one I have to have a certain block in hand.
Yeah, I think that's very, very fair.
It looks like we are getting ready to stun this board out.
Another minus to our check again. So even if we wanted to block, it's not there. And the Botan's not available to us to refresh the block, as we were talking about. Plus 2 more damage, a 2 mid for 8. We have to hope and pray that we've got a block, the 3 block available to us. And even if we do, we have to check the 5 on it. We blocked previously with the Botan's coaching. Is it open and available to us? The answer is it's a partial. And we check another 3, committing out every single piece on the board as we check the 2, dropping down to 17, teaming with the Attack Titan. This is on a 5, checks a 3, 4, 5. I mean, 2 more 3s like that, and it is potentially game over. But this comes in as a 5 mid for 5, plus 2 off of the armbar. It's going to get an extra +1 from Porco. This is looking like 16 damage. If we have a second... Oh, I guess... I mean, it's check 3 5s, right? Or check 2 5s? Check 2 5s, and we're not allowed to check a 3 on the next one.
Well, we can pick up armbar with Porco and put 2 more on this, making it 9.
You're so right.
And
You're so right. We are allowed to pick up armbar and put 2 more on this.
And then that's saying 1
This
more.
is lethal. If we have another teaming, it's just lethal.
We're flipping to make sure.
Now I'm allowed to check a 3 on anything, right? Or I guess it has to be teaming. 4, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And there it is. Double teaming comes
Checking
in.
a 3 doesn't matter.
Ignoring progressive difficulty as a 5 for 5, 7 for 7, 7 for 9 comes in to clean it up. And
Lethal
there
on
it is.
half.
Turn 2 twice. Breaking serve as Porco and Gavin Kale takes down the last Webcam regional. Incredible. incredible.
Very, very good games. Very interesting. It feels rough as Armin. You want longer games than turn 2. And it
100%.
is so hard for Armin to really get to be at his full potential on 4 foundations.
Yeah, it is a tough spot to be in, and it is where we ended up. But congratulations again to Gavin Kale
Yeah,
for
great
taking down
play.
the last webcam regional. I'm very, very, very happy for him. And again, congratulations to Barlow for getting this far on a character that nobody really believed in. Nobody was being hyper vocal about how good you could get out of how much you could get out of Armin Colossus. So very cool. Very, very
That means
cool.
Caden is going to pick up this Porco deck because that guy hates playing past turn 2.
That's
So
true.
This was good research for Caden.
100%. 100%. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it for us today. Again, congratulations to Gavin for winning.
Congrats.
Very, very cool. Very, very dope. If you guys are interested and you happen to have a Twitch Prime, I would be greatly appreciative if you wanted to drop it if you are hanging out with us all day. Otherwise, I will not see you tomorrow as my incredible, lovely partner is taking me out for my birthday, but I will be back on Monday to bring you all the universe's goodness you could possibly want and ask for. So with that, Rebby, where can they find you before we bounce?
Yeah, I am everywhere on the internet that you can see. It's Rebby Lynn. Just kidding, it's not. It's Rebby Lynn. I went with Anna's thing and I just lost it. I'm everywhere that you can find Rebby Lynn online. I make beginner friendly content. Come hang out with me on YouTube. I am also on Blue Sky, Instagram, all the cool places. Thank you so much, Tim, for letting me cast my first event. It was very fun and very cool to finally get the opportunity to gain a new skill.
You're very welcome, and I want to say thank you for joining me because it was incredibly, incredibly fun. I had a blast with you playing today. Very, very cool, very, very awesome, and it was dope. It was very neat. So that's it, everybody. Thank you all for hanging out. I do greatly appreciate it, and I'm going to